Hey, what's up you Redbox holders, money makers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Is Redbox Entertainment, ticker symbol RDBX, still a good investment? Whether short squeeze is coming, whether we can go back to the $27.22 level that we have seen in the past, can we go back above and beyond to that level or not? Let's talk about all this kind of information, what is going on with Redbox. As we started seeing, it is cooling off, the hype is cooling off, but it might not be just yet the end of the story, and how this could be another wave that we had started seeing with AMC and GME last year, and why Redbox could be the initiator or mother of all the short squeeze that we had seen last year in this particular video. If you own RDBX or Redbox, or if you're following RDBX, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so we can share this information with more and more people. Remember that these videos are only for the entertainment purposes, but along with this, I do a ton of research and I share precise source as to where I find this information, so you can do your own due diligence as well. At the end of the day, that's your money. But what we have seen in RDBX, CYBL, ILUS, HCMC, CTRM, AMC, GME, Dogecoin, and all these people stock or retailers stock and meme cryptocurrency or meme stocks, whatever you want to call it, we have done pretty well and we had made pretty good return just in a very short period of time. So it might be wise if you can find out. And once again, no one has crystal ball. So you're going to have some really good bets, some bad bets, but the goal here is to make sure that you have more good bets than the worst bets. That way, let's say when you have a good bet, you're going to make 5, 7, 10x return on your investment. Let's say 5 out of 15 you have bad bets, which means 1/3 of your investment, just let's say that goes to 0. But the other 10 went 10x. So all in all, you really have great return on your investment, and that's how I take a look at this meme stock. Now, I don't invest more than 5 to 7% of my total investment portfolio into this meme stocks, as well as the cryptocurrency, which is super fluctuating. Bitcoin is a different story, Tesla is a different story, NEO is a different story, and RDBX could be a slightly different story as well. So take it with a grain of salt. But if you are looking into RDBX, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and write down in the comment section below what you think where RDBX can go in next few weeks, next couple of months. Now, if you take a look, we were down 1.0% or 1.02%. Nasdaq was up 3.5%. S&P, same story. Dow Jones was up 2.68%. In last 5 days, we did not really see any momentum in the stock. On the contrary, we were down 13% for the last 1 month. We were up 30%. But if you take a look at this particular time period, where we went from 2.5 cents or $2.50 to all the way to $12.59, and that was quite a bit of a return on investment. We jumped almost 5x return, which means $1,000 turned into $5,000, which is amazing. Now, if you earn that return, congratulations. If you sold it already, if you're in it for win it for a long period of time and you bought it around 3 cents, you're still 3xing your money, more or less. Now, what's going on and how it became Reddit friendly stock and how it became the darling once again, let's talk about this. If you're new to this stock, you really want to understand what exactly happened. It was not too long ago when some movie fans found the easiest and cheapest way to watch movies in a post-blockbuster world, renting DVDs. Not long ago, and I myself used to watch DVDs as well. And we went to a RedBox kiosk at the drugstore, other retailers, and found this. But once we started having Netflix, Hulu, and other services, that killed this particular business. But Redbox is back, built its own streaming operations, and somewhat they are hottest on the Wall Street, even more than Netflix that we have seen. So Netflix started going down, RDBX started going up, that we started seeing. The share of Redbox are up, they were up as we just mentioned, and what happened is now there's a concern that too many streamers are chasing too few products like Apple, Amazon, other streaming services, Disney, Hulu, you name them, and there are many services. But what happened then is RedBox went public through the merger with the Blank Check Special, or the SPAC, in other words, that we always call Special Purpose Acquisition Company, SPAC, in October. And the company was previously owned by a private equity agent or giant, Apollo Global Management, or APO, which is the parent company, and became private in 2016. Now RedBox is planning for merger once again, which is once again a unique or odd name video demand services media company called Chicken Soup for the Soul, CSSE. Now the owner of Crackle streaming services, Chicken Soup for the Soul, is bought by Crackle from Sony in 2020. Now we started seeing the short, like high shorts for RedBox, and I'll go into that in one more second. But remember that we started seeing a huge short who bet that stock will go down. So the hedge fund, or maybe big players, smart money, started thinking, let's short this stock, it'll go down. More than 30% of the company's available shares were being held short as the end of May, a large amount. And that's how it started. It happened that a quick look at the RDBX subreddit shows that there are a company that is getting support from the individual investors or retailers that you can think of, or the apes back in the days that we used to call, are buying the stock in order to squeeze the short. There was a heavy short, and we started seeing a lot of news. But lately, last week, we started seeing this. Take a look 5 days ago, RDBX stock forecast. Entertainment looks rebound from 30% loss last week. They started sink further as trading volume continues to drop. It drops 30% as the short squeeze high cools down. And that's why I wanted to cover in this video whether it's a still good investment or not. One thing that you want to remember is RDBX stock forecast that we are seeing, and this is a pretty fresh forecast on 24th. Around the end of last week trading session, RedBox Entertainment sinks further as trading volume continues to drop. Now, what is the trading volume looks like? Let's take a look here. And once again, I wanted to call out that at the end of May 31st, they had a float volume of 3.94 million. And the percentage of short at the end of May 31st, 2022 was 37.58. But if you take a look once again right here, you should be able to see that their historical volume, but their average volume 21.5 million, whereas their volume on Friday was 5.5 million, which is only the 20% of their average volume that we look into this. Now the volume did go down significantly. We started ramping up with the volume around June 1st week. 31 million, 18 million, 53 million, give or take, went as high as 74 million, but we now started going down, and we went down to almost 5.5 million, which is a pretty low volume. And in the meantime, the stock jumped up from $3 to all the way to $17, I believe, and I'm trying to find out where the $17 is, but rather it went to $13.35, and from $13 we got back down to $9. So that's the journey of the CYBL stock, and which is what this article talks about. RDBX fell by 2.48% Thursday's trading session, which was right before the last day of the trading session last week. Netflix continues to struggle as well for the 300 employees that they're cutting down. AMC has a new short sellers as the taunting the apes and whatnot. But on Friday, or Thursday and Friday, we saw the same price, $9.85, $9.85, where this particular stock was looking super hot, and we did not really see the short squeeze. Now what's happening? The short interest person float is 103%. In my opinion, it's a pretty still high float at the moment. One thing that you also want to note is what it is looking on a day-by-day short volume FINRA ratio. And again, remember that this stock is trading on NASDAQ through this SPAC. And right now, we are also seeing a merger. And if you take a look, 50.09, so 50%, where we had 1.3 million short volume when our total volume was 2.6 million. Before that, 2.1 million short volume when we had 4 million. So it's still a pretty high short volume ratio, and this could spark some more squeeze type situation in the upcoming future. RedBox stock drops, and we saw that squeeze, the hype around the squeeze is cooling down a little bit, but you want to remember this part as well, that RDBX Entertainment reports the warrant exercise agreement, which is also causing a little bit of a confusion within the stock investment and shareholder community, because that is going to add a little bit more than 1 million warrants that the company is trying to settle down with. And this warrants, and what it does is Seaport will exercise and cause the affiliated exercise an aggregation of 1 million private placement warrant, which supports, or which Seaports and certain other affiliates are going to put the placement warrant agreement that was dated in 2020. Now what that means is the exercise price for each warrant will be 11.50 times this 1 million and per share. So this is the share, 1 million, 11.50, the way I understand. I'm not a financial advisor, but that money is going to go to practically to this company RDBX, and the company will receive $11.5 million in cash from this exercise of this warrant by the Seaport, and it will look like more or less like a stock dilution addition in the float. The company will not receive any proceeds. So what that means is if they pay $11.5 or $11.50 for the stock, if the stock goes to $12.50, that $1 will be the profit for Seaport, and that profit or proceeds won't be received by RDBX. And Seaport is hoping that particular situation to happen, and that could potentially add a 1 million float or additional common stock into the pool, which might be against the overall sentiment that we are seeing, because it's additional shares, which means for the most part it will be consumed by the retailers. It's not a huge number. But if you want to take a look, once again, going back to here, our volume is going down, our stock price is going down. Can it spike once again? Probably yes, because we still see more than 50% short volume ratio. If you take a look at what's going on with their chart, I just wanted to quickly show you 9.42, which is our moving average. So the red bar is the moving average. The real-time price is $9.64, which is higher than the moving average, which is creating once again a pretty bullish pattern in my opinion. The way you take a look, it was high, and from this peak we started seeing the valley, and that became, so this is a lower low and lower high. So compared to this, if you can see this, let me just do this. So compared to this, we saw a lower high, we saw once again a lower high, and if we see another lower high, that means it's creating bearish pattern the same way we saw lower low, but the low was here a little bit higher, which was consistent here, and we saw one more lower low. Now if we see even lower low, which I don't hope that we'll see, that's when I'll come back and I'll share more information with you. But I'm hoping that it'll be higher low and it will go into the higher direction based on the numbers that we see. I hope you like this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.